Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I forget, in the moment, I forget who it was that said, it was a Greek philosopher, and I think a Roman philosopher, Greek philosopher, I think, that said, know thyself. Who said know thyself? And so, in the whole idea of knowing ourselves, let's accept the possibility that we don't. We don't. It doesn't matter how old we are. It doesn't matter, how successful we are. For the most part, most of us have not done the work to know ourselves. And so we're not knowing ourselves, we're still often stuck in the belief systems. We're stuck in the beliefs, our conditioned beliefs about ourselves and about the world and about what's right and about what's wrong. And so it's often been said by me, of course, but nothing I say is original, by many, that we need to surrender. Well, what is it that we need to surrender? So in each moment, as we come to see ourselves in our world of right and wrong, in our world of good and bad, in our world of judgment, we need to see that we're we're stuck in an idea. And so the whole idea, the whole way to get to freedom, here's my idea about getting to freedom, but it's actually from experience, and not just something I picked up, but I've actually it's happening for me, is let go. Let go of thinking we know in each moment. But if we're not aware, if we don't know ourselves, we don't realize that we're doing it, that we're always, ego is constantly measuring, constantly judging, constantly doing what it thinks is right, protecting ourselves. So recognize that ego doesn't know. Ego is always coming from, it's like constantly a screen of constantly measuring, constantly judging, constantly determining what's right and wrong based on our belief systems. And so, based on fear. So we have to, know ourselves. The idea of knowing ourselves is to see that we're doing that. And get at depth the surrender that we don't know. We just don't know. And as we those things drop away, so does guilt, so does fear, so does shame, so does desire. I want, and it's so prevalent in the addict and the alcoholic, because we live in a world of I want, and we got a plan. We're going to do it our way, and the 12-step program, in steps 6 and 7, teaches us how to surrender. We're like, we've recognized our defects of character. That's what I'm talking about right now, and we've, our judgments, our resentments, our fears, and we let them go. We just and we ask in each moment to have them removed. We talk about prayer and meditation. Prayer is like a moment-to-moment thing. It never stops. A lot of times we think prayer is just in the morning. We get up and we say, God, take care of me today. Guide me and strengthen me today. And that's important that we have that moment in the morning. That's important that we have that moment in the morning. And yet there's hello, Amelia. Hi, honey. Nice to see you. Light me up just seeing you. Okay, so we have that in the morning, but then it becomes just a constant moment to moment checking in, And it seems like work because we're so asleep, and but the work is in waking up. And so when fear comes up, when we watch, the symptoms are in our belly sometimes, we feel tightness. When that stuff comes, we ask to have it removed. We see it, we acknowledge it, we don't go against it, we just ask to have it removed. So when fear comes, we say, hey, remove my fear. And that asking brings us into the moment where all power is, where all intuition is, where all awakened is in the moment. It's not in the past or the future. So that's my message for today. Be here now. Recognize that we're not here when we're in recognize that we're not here when we're in fear. We're not here when we're in judgment. We're not here when we're in complaint. Hi, Jacqueline. Right? One of the Goosens. Hi. Nice to see you. Yes, hi. So, sorry to hear about your sister, Jacqueline, actually, just to share that. So, ego, thinking we know what's right keeps us from being present. And thinking we know what's wrong keeps us from being present. So just watch. Always constantly being aware. Consciousness. Bring consciousness into the moment. And recognize that all of what we got is from our belief system. So if we have a feeling of, no, I won't do that, or sometimes people will say, I don't believe in God. I say, well, okay, who's the I that doesn't believe? Where is that coming from? Is that from, that's from a conditioned belief. That's already from an idea that we have, or whatever it is, that we think is right or wrong, is from a conditioned belief. So we just drop into not knowing, and we learn eventually, as we don't give energy to the thoughts, that they fade away, they stop coming, fear stops coming, because it doesn't get entertained, So that's the deal. If you're wondering about this is my mask at work. I'm at work today. I love being here. Fresh start. It's a Saturday. It's a little quieter than normal. I got to come inside and do this, not in my car. So anyway, I love you guys, and it's one day at a time. We grow in this relationship with the moment. Call it what you want, universal intelligence, call it, Father of light, call it ancestors, it doesn't really matter, quantum field. I love to talk about now. Eckhart Tolle says the power of now, because in the now is where we access this, our natural state. Our natural state is unconditional love. Imagine living from unconditional love, without any expectations, no expectations, just like, wow, okay, this is what's happening. Oh, this is what's happening. Wow, this is what's happening. And we're always there in this is what is happening, and instead of trying to control each moment, right? So we're reading today. For goodness sakes, I keep forgetting what day it is, but I think it's October. I know it's October, and I think it's is it the 10th or the 11th? Is it the 10th? What? Oh, I have a watch. My kids gave me an Apple Watch for my birthday. It's beautiful. I have so much fun with it. I actually talk to it. It's crazy. Speaking of my kids, my son Luke just called. I can't take that call right now. Okay, the 10th. Thanks. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, honey. I was just sharing that I actually have it on my watch. I can see that it's there. Okay, here we go. We're going to read. This is from this little book called the 24-Hour Day Book. And 24 hours. It was written in 1954. It's quite old, but it's got some great pieces in it. It's just, got some gems. And again, I talked yesterday about daily practice. Practice is important, and so a daily practice is like this. I read inspirational stuff, and in this case I'm reading it to you, but my prayer, my meditation is a daily practice, and it eventually just becomes, it expands from the morning prayer and meditation to an all-day prayer and meditation. Even if we're working, even no matter where we are, we're always in that state, and that's a possibility to be in that state, and to be conscious enough to watch when stuff comes up, when on a moment-to-moment basis, and to see it, and anyway, that can happen. We can be free. That's when we talk about being free. It's free from our old beliefs and our old ideas about who we are. We don't know who we are. Most of us have no idea. No idea. It's the game of life to wake up. It really is. Here we go. When this book was written for the very early days in the 12-step world, and so we're going to read from this. When a new member comes into my group, my 12-step group, my AA group, do I make a special effort to make him feel at home? Do I put myself out to listen to him, even if his ideas of AA are very vague? Do I make it a habit to talk with each new member myself, or do I often leave that to someone else? I may not be able to help him, but then again, it may be something that I might say that would put him on the right track. So we just never know, right? Again, we never know. We assume we can't help. I hear people all the time say, "Oh, I don't speak in meetings, I don't have anything to give." Just even to say, "Wow, I don't have much to share today," that can be what somebody else needed to hear. I encourage people to always speak, say something about the topic, and because you just never know. When I see any member sitting alone, do I put myself out to be nice to him, or do I stay among my own special group of friends and leave him out in the cold? Yeah, we don't want the 12-step world to be cliquey, do we? In my world, in the 12-step world, at the end of the meeting is when I don't talk to friends. That's when I'm looking for the new guy. That's when I'm talking to the new guy. When your friends come, I say, "Hey, can I talk to you later? I'm talking to the new guy," and because that's why we go to meetings, to find the new guys, right? And to do the work. Meditation for the day. You are God's servant. Serve him cheerfully and readily. Nobody likes a servant who avoids extra work, who complains about being called from one task to do one less enjoyable. A master would feel that he's being ill-served by a servant. A master would feel that he's being ill-served by a servant. But is that not how you is not how you often serve God? View your day's work in this light. Try to do your day's work the way you believe God wants you to do it. Never shrinking any responsibility, and often going out of your way to be of service. When in the 12-step world, when we speak of God, we speak of your concept, your idea of God, your belief. It isn't any particular belief that you may have had in Sunday school, or it's a very expanded view. Bill Wilson in the chapter We Agnostics said, God either is or he isn't. Either he's everything or nothing. What is your choice to be? And Bill really nailed it, because where is God not? When we really go into it, it is, this idea of a separate from us power, kind of shuts us out. This idea that we have to earn our relationship shuts us out. It's actually our birthright. It is, we are one with God. And if you ever want to talk about that, I can go much deeper into that. That's my favorite. Okay, prayer for the day. I pray that I may be a good servant. I pray that I may be willing to go out of my way to be of service. So that's the 24-hour day book. A couple of quick notes before I let you go. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita online. We'll be back on Tuesday, and it's going to be Tuesday at 6. I'm actually working next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Tuesday at 6, Wednesday at 6, and also Thursday at 6. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday into the Bhagavad Gita. It's a beautiful text. Get yourself a copy. Stephen Mitchell's wrote a translation of the Bhagavad Gita. Get the copy. We're going to go into that. And Monday is Thanksgiving, and I'm actually going to be here volunteering to feed the fellas. So I'm not going to do Monday. We're not going to do our meditation group. We're going to pass this week because I'm going to be here with the guys. And we have a kind of a big Thanksgiving setup that we're going to do in the gym here, so men can bring their families, and it's a beautiful day of sharing, and I'm looking forward to being of service here. So Monday, no meditation group. See you tomorrow. We'll read more of this tomorrow. Love you guys, and hope you have just a great. Anybody ever wants to chat, or please get in touch. You can message me here on Facebook, or message me here on Facebook, and we'll get together. Okay, love you lots. Cheers. Bye.